Go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I thought I would speak for a few minutes about a little bit about Shmirat Halashon, Velashon Hara. Um, in the Torah, there are a few examples of Lashon Hara. Some of the ones that we know is the snake speaking Lashon Hara to Chava when he was trying to convince her to eat from the Etz Hadat. Um, Another one is Miriam speaking Lashon Hara against Moshe to Aaron. Um, and another one of the most famous examples is when the Meraglim spoke Lashon Hara about the land of Eretz Yisrael, and it said that Lashon Hara has been the cause of different tragedies for the Jewish people. And if we look back on these examples, we can see that the snake spoke Lashon Hara to Chava, and it led to them being kicked out of Gan Eden and everything that eventuated. The Lashon Hara that the Meraglim spoke about Eretz Yisrael led to Bechia Ledorot. There's a Gemara in Gittin which says that it was when they talk about Sinat Chinam being the reason that the Bet HaMikdash was destroyed. Part of that was Lashon Hara that Jews spoke about each other, leading to Churban Beit Sheni. Another example in Tanakh is Doeg speaking Lashon Hara, which led to the slaughter of Nov. So there, these significant things that happened, whether or not that was the direct cause or not, they show the importance of the way we speak, how significant Lashon Hara is to us. There's a Gemara in the Talmud Yerushalmi in Peah that says Arba Dvarim Shehen Nifra'in Min Ha'odam Ba'olam Hazeh Va'Keren Kayemet La'olam Haba Ve'Elohein. So four things that basically we suffer from in the world to come: avodah zarah, gilui arayot, shfichut damim. So the three cardinal sins. V'lashon hara neged kulan, and lashon hara is the equivalent of all of them, which really does seem to be the outlier because it's one of the only one that's not yahareg val yavor, but it is something that nonetheless is compared. It's put on this level and even said keneged kulan. It's equivalent to all of them. And one of the explanations brought down why Lashon Hara is so significant is that the Chafetz Chaim brings down and explains is that the attitudes that we have, the way we speak about people in this world, has an impact on the world above where Hashem is. It's when normally the Satan comes to Hashem, tries to tell him to prosecute us. Look at they sin, they do this, they do that. And Hashem says, no, don't bring up the sins against the Jewish people. But when we start speaking negatively about each other, the Satan can approach Hashem with a claim and say, look, they speak like this to each other. So I have the right to speak negatively about them too. And it begins to allow this process of prosecution against the Jewish people. So we know how important the Lashon Hara is, Shmirat Halashon is, and the Chafetz Chaim, of course, brought a lot of this down. So we know that we can't. There are many halachot of what we can't say and what we shouldn't say, and then there are also situations where we do have permission to do it. Of course, when it's for to'elet, and the two main areas or two of the areas that we talk about when we talk about Shmirat Halashon is Rechilot, which is any communication. You don't even need to be saying something bad about someone, but that could be could bring up in the other person you're speaking to, or even in yourself, unpleasant feelings. And then there's Lashon Hara, which is damaging speech, actually saying something bad about someone. And that the area of Lashon Hara includes both saying true information as well as motzi shemra, which is an additional isur of saying something that isn't true, that of speaking about people in a way that isn't true. So those are the main areas, and the Chafetz Chaim brings down different conditions when we're allowed to speak it, when it's for a to'elet, when there's a constructive purpose. So both Rechilot and Lashon Hara, there are situations that very specific situations, and over the years, a few times when I've sat down and tried to learn that halachot, you can see just how important and how carefully we have to think about the way we talk, and even when we're talking for a purpose and there's a reason for what we have to say, how carefully we have to think about the purpose, about the way we present it, about not exaggerating what we're saying, all different aspects of the way we speak. And we see that with the punishment for Lashon Hara, the punishment being tzarat, it's not something that just, even though it's an avera that you do with your mouth through speech, we get punished for our whole body. And we can see what is significant through all the different halachot and how specifically we have to be, how careful we have to be about the way we talk. I think it's a good time considering everything that was going on and the real sinat chinam that we saw in Am Yisrael. So during this time when we're all trying to do what we can in our own personal and communal ways to uplift Am Yisrael and do what we can for the success of this war, of this country, of this nation, thinking about the words that come out of our mouth, and being purposeful and careful about what we say and how it affects other people, but also how it affects the way that we perceive the world, is something that I thought for me would be something that would be a good thing to focus on at this time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. See everybody tomorrow night, same time, same place.